Welcome to the Pick-a-Pile readings for the week of April 26, 2020. Below in the description are all the timestamps for each of the readings. If you enjoyed these readings, please feel free to like, share, or subscribe. If this is your first time on my channel, be sure to hit the notification bell for future readings. Please enjoy these readings and have a lovely week. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome to pile number 1. We have here the Ace of Swords, the Page of Swords, the World reversed, the Hermit, the Nine of Pentacles reversed, and the Oracle card is Breathe. It says, the breath is the vital bridge between your body and soul. It's a connection between the inside and outside, connecting you to the universe, spirit, and the divine source. The breath permeates your entire being with prana, which is the same life-giving force that nourishes everything in the universe. I think it's quite fitting that you can hear my dog loudly breathing at the moment. So the card that comes to the forefront here is the Hermit. The Hermit is an individual who has gone deep within himself or herself to check things out, to basically look for answers to questions, to examine who they are as people, what their life is like. They go inside for answers, and when they find the answers internally, they usually turn back outwards and share it with the world. This can be someone seeking knowledge. He's carrying a lantern of light to show the way. This is somebody who wants answers, who needs to look within. Surrounding this Hermit, we have some less than lovely energies. We have the World in reverse here, which is a tumultuous aspect of this card, where things are not lovely and in alignment at the moment. They seem a bit jumbled. The World reverse can also be that it's not yet there. It's almost. When cards are in reverse, they often are coming into a stronger position. And I get that strongly from this card, that things are in between the beings of being okay, like in between stations of being okay. Things are in motion. I also have the Nine of Pentacles here, which is feeling a lack of independence, feeling not as stable in the environment that one's in as one might like to be. Maybe having some issues money-wise. And then we have the Page of Swords here, which is some immature energy. I've been getting the Page of Swords quite a lot lately. And it's either that energy, in which we're all looking at each other's, kind of snooping around each other's Instagrams and Facebooks. And people are bored. They're poking around the internet, but it's like those, negative comments and just general snarkiness. And that's kind of Page of Swords energy. It's not very mature energy. Sometimes this can be the energy of a child. Sometimes this is indeed just inquisitive energy, and it's quite nice and fresh and, well-intended. And in that case, this sort of energy might need someone to be channeling the Hermit energy as much as possible. A young child might need you to be the thoughtful, reserved person that the Hermit can represent, in the face of crisis and possibly, criticism, although, in the face of doing things with your children there as well, or, whoever you may be taking care of. The only stability in this reading is internal. But the Hermit's a very nice card because usually it implies that when you take the time to go inside and figure out what's actually, what's going on with you, you do find a way to light your way. In changing times, there are changing, everything changes in times like this. When there's enough of a profound change, our roles and our thoughts or our actions can change as well. So it's good advice to breathe, and good luck with this energy. Welcome to the reading for the second pile. We have here the Knight of Wands, the Eight of Swords reversed, the Ace of Swords reversed, the Sun reversed, and the Oracle card is Let Go. It says, once you let go of the outcome, you'll be able to release all the emotional constraints that have held you back in the past. Trust in the higher good and guidance of spirit, as we have only your best intentions at heart and will do everything in our power to protect you. The idea of letting go brings me to the Eight of Swords reversed here. The Eight of Swords is the woman who has been bound loosely and is trapped more in her mind than by her binds. You can see in this particular card that the rope tying her is loose. She's just wrapped in rope, and that the swords surrounding her don't actually keep her from leaving where she is. But the point of this card is that this person feels more trapped mentally in a situation or mindset or way of being than this person actually really is physically. And that when this card is reversed, it can be about escaping those bonds, about seeing the truth and the clarity. And then combined with this Ace of Swords here, reversed, oftentimes this Ace of Swords reversed means an ending, the cutting off of a time period, even just a complete truncation. It's never going to be like it was before. Something has changed irrevocably. You've cut your own bonds. The King of Wands here could be you. This could be a creative, passionate force that is coming out of this ending here. And that the Sun in reverse here could speak to a good time that's been clouded a bit, maybe with some clear sight. It also could mean that the Sun is an energy coming forward with this new clarity. So let go of this baggage, let go of whatever came before. If this is meant to be a clean cut in your life, let it be a clean cut. Just you, and you know if it should be a clean cut too. Usually the things that are binding us, that we're trying to escape mentally, are things that we know aren't good for us, especially with the perspective of understanding why we do them a little bit more, if we take some time to figure it out. So the King of Wands here is a very positive card. This is a really nice way. All this is like in his past. He's looking the other direction. This is somebody who is not lying to themselves. They're not telling themselves lies about how they're not good enough, or they're not strong enough, or they're not anything enough. This is somebody who is fully actualized as a person, and their energy is very forward, having very sunny, very fiery energy. There's a little lizard here. I never noticed that before. Let's do that. That's so great. Anyway, so that is pile number 2. I hope you have a fantastic week and good luck with everything that you encounter. Hello, this reading is for pile number 3. We have the Three of Pentacles reversed, the Hanged Man, the Five of Cups reversed, the Six of Pentacles reversed, and the Oracle card is Be Proud. It says, it's time to celebrate all that you've achieved, all that you are, and all that you will become. Every once in a while, it's important to stop and acknowledge what you've achieved and to be proud. The first card that shows itself to me right now, I guess you could say, is the Hanged Man, which is a very interesting energy. It's this energy of suspension in order to move forward. This idea of taking a pause, of things not being ready to move forward, of you needing time to look within. I believe this comes from the story of Odin hanging himself in a tree to gain wisdom. And whenever I found myself drawing the Hanged Man card, I've usually been very frustrated, but it can be a very insightful card too. Sometimes waiting for the right timings for things is really important. But the sense of feeling suspended, as though your life won't move forward, as though you emotionally or physically are at a plateau, can be very frustrating. I have here the Three of Pentacles, which is either energy in the future coming together so that there can be a new endeavor, or perhaps like a new business or a marriage or any sort of community effort can come together. But right now that energy, there's not really that sort of, there's not a sense of doing something together as a community at the moment. And I guess that makes sense because many of us are in quarantine. So that would put that in perspective, but in a larger, more personal sense, you know. I guess it also has a lot to do with quarantine, business-wise anyway. We have the Five of Pentacles here, which is about coming out of, well, it's moving along the process of grieving. Oftentimes we don't grieve everything all at once. Grief happens in stages. It happens, our relationship with the grief that we feel changes as we go through life, especially in the case of major losses. It's like we never stop missing a loved one. We just change our relationship to how we miss them. Our relationships with people that matter to us who are no longer there progress as we grow. How we feel about our time with them changes. And our grief for things that are, you know, situation-wise is the same sort of thing. There's a process that we go through to grieve and deal with that which we have lost. Traditionally, the Five of Cups is about being focused on the things that we have lost and not being able to see that which we still have. This, in reversed, it kind of implies that you have come to better terms with that which you've lost and now have a closer understanding of what you do have. You can see it and interact with it a lot better, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So this is of coming to an understanding of what you do have, and that may be tied in quite well with the Hanged Man here, that this may be, it may be that the reason that you find yourself in the position of the Hanged Man is that you need to take this time to finish some grief growth, which is not a real phrase, but that maybe you need to take this time. It's an important thing that perhaps you feel suspended, that things aren't moving forward. And then I also have here this writing of unbalanced power. The Six of Pentacles can be about like who is giving, who is receiving, who's the head. Who has, who does not have, who is the have and who is the have not. That's what I was trying to say. In reverse, this can be that the whole power structure is on its head, that things are totally changed. And that is true for a lot of people considering this pandemic. A lot of power structures are on their head, economically, also within systems. There's some there's differences of opinion about what we should be doing. There's differences in ways that different governments have handled similar problems. There's a whole economical side to this, but on a personal side, it may be that this pain was tied to something being out of balance, that the losses that you have borne come from an unbalanced time or place. What happened to the Three of Pentacles? Should I lose the Three of Pentacles? I did. I lost the Three of Pentacles in reverse, but we won't forget that they're there. Why Three of Pentacles? Fine. So I would say that this Oracle card, being proud, to bring it all the way right back around, is that it is an interesting concept to celebrate what you may become. It's an interesting concept to, oh, there it is, just stuck to this, to celebrate the fact that you have growing to do, that you're not done yet. You're not at the final version of who you're going to be, even in a year, that we don't stay static, that we keep growing as people, and that it seems to me that you have overcome whatever personal situation was keeping you down. That recognizing imbalances and moving beyond them is tremendous work. So good luck to anyone who may find themselves in the Hanged Man position. This will all come. Everything coming back together. Things being in a working, balanced place. It'll come in. Sometimes when cards are reversed, that's energy coming in. So I have faith that when things change and move forward again, that things are going to be more positive and productive. And they're certainly going to be better balanced power-wise than they were in the wow. Try that again for like the third time. Power, ever have those days? The balance of power will be better in the future than it has been. Good luck with everything this week. Let me know what you think in the comments. Sorry I was having trouble speaking there at the end. Have a wonderful day. Hello, this is the reading for pile number 4. We have the 9 of Wands reversed. Oops, come back here. The 9 of Pentacles reversed. Strength reversed. 3 of Wands, and the Oracle card is Hope. It reads, your loved ones in the spirit world know when to reach out if they see you're at a low point. Whether you're caught up in a difficult situation or struggling with someone specific in your life, there is always hope. And then here I have strength in reverse, this is obviously talking about somebody who is at a low point, who is not feeling very strong. The thing about strength is that it's such a difficult thing. This woman here is holding, this is traditionally a lion. If this is supposed to be a woodcut of a lion, I will be very surprised. This is a very old woodcut print of it's a very newer print of an old woodcut. So I'm not going to question the design of this card, but this lady is sticking her hand in this creature's mouth, this lion's mouth, with love and gentleness. She has won its trust, his trust. They trust each other clearly enough for her to do this, for her to put aside the fear of scaring this animal or being hurt by this animal. When it's in reverse, I feel like there's a lot of doubts of yourself, doubts of there being anything worth taking your shield down for. We all have our defensive shields that we put up to protect ourselves, and a lot of them we build over years, in response to things that have happened to us, and they're natural to have. But as we go on in life, there are many of them that we can start to break down. And that can be very hard to do in a low point in life. We also have the 9 of Pentacles here in reverse, and the 9 of Wands in reverse. The 9 of Pentacles in reverse is talking about, your material surroundings. This lady has a lovely garden, and there's like a little snail there hanging out, and she's got, a hat and butterflies. Like basically all is right as rain in this lady's world at that moment in this picture. In reverse, it's not as independent and stable. You can feel like you're alone and impecunious. You don't have a lot of money, you don't have a lot of things, your clothes are falling apart. We all have those days where we realize that our pants have holes in them. Like that kind of feeling really down money-wise and environmentally. And then we also have the 9 of Wands in reverse. When the 9 of Wands shows, it's of this person who has been through 1.5 million fights. They've just been through everything, and they have one staff that they're hanging on to. They're standing, they're ready for another fight. They know, they've been through 8 other fights, and they're just facing whatever comes next. When this is in reverse, it's like you've kind of given up. You're waiting for your ships to come in, but you're not feeling emotionally strong or environmentally strong. You're just feeling very, very, very low. And to you, I have to say, please do have hope. Please remember that there are people around you who do give a crap about you. Message me. Seriously, just message me. We'll talk if you need to. This is a really sad place to find yourself. And just remember that, strength in reverse, these things, you can find it again. Be nice to yourself. Have some faith in yourself. And you will fight another day. Just don't give up. It's not the ending. The 3 of Wands is about, in many ways, waiting for things to come in, for, your ships to come in, for things to come to fruition, things that you have, you got some pots on the stove and all the burners. You're waiting for something to come together. But this can also be hope that things will come together, that there are things there are movements in the world that are bigger than us, that we may be in this really low point, but the things that we do have a bigger impact on the people and the situations around us than we may realize. That there may be opportunities and a change in life coming in your way, and in fact that's exactly what I'm getting. So please hang in there. Things are going to come in and change and be different. You can take advantage of you may very well have your ships come in. So, message me if you're in a bad place. I'm not a doctor. I can't do much to help, but I am a person who cares. And I can maybe help hook you up with somebody who is better equipped to help you if you're in a really, really bad place. But I do care, and let me know if you need anything. And please just hang in this week. Hang in there. That's all I have to say. Good luck. Hello, this reading is for pile number 5. We have the 10 of Swords reversed, the Ace of Swords, the King of Cups reversed, the Page of Swords reversed, and Study. This says, Spirit has its own special way of letting you know that it's time to study again. From time to time, it's important to go back and learn, whether that's learning old things in a new way or learning something totally new. This is an opportunity to expand your mind. Interesting. Well, it's funny. Here we have the Ace of Swords, which is truth or intellectual opportunity coming right in. And we have it attached to the Ten of Swords reversed here. The Ten of Swords is the end of the cycle. Oh, here comes my dog. Lovely. The Ten of Swords is the end to a cycle. And the Ace of Swords is obviously the new beginning there afterwards. When the Ten of Swords here is kind of just almost a ridiculous ending. Like you really don't need that many swords. 4 would have done the point a little over much. 2 would have been, you know, still a lot. 1 is still very dramatic, but you have 10 swords in your back. Like, how ridiculous and awful and almost funny, but not funny that can be. Just like the most painful, awful place you can find yourself. And when that is in reverse, I mean, it's also like ending, like it's over, like this person is dead, all right, you know? There's no more, the worst is over. But when it's in reverse, it's like those swords come sliding out of your back, like the you know, it stops being a thing that affects you as terribly, and you start to heal some more. So after that healing has been, you know, had some place, you know, you may be in the process of doing that right now. You have this Ace of Swords with like some new energy coming in, and that may be to study. This King of Cups reversed and this Page of Swords is kind of some nasty, not very loving energy. And maybe that was what caused this Ten of Swords. You may also be just in a place where you're like, I honestly just don't want to deal with the situation I'm in, and this kind of, you know, I don't know who's throwing the shade at you, but the Page of Swords reversed is not only like childish, it's kind of manipulative and shitty. And then you have like the King of Cups here, which is sometimes someone, you know, coming forward into being loving towards you, but it also can be you just dealing with this person who's just not being very nice and really hurt you, and maybe you're just over it. Maybe you're just over being treated however this person treated you. You're just over the situation. Time for a new situation. And you know, if it does call to you to learn something, that's awesome. You could do that in a formal setting, or you could just find that somebody who is in your vicinity who knows something that you'd like to know, has something to teach you, or you could find out for yourself. I'm not going to tell you how to do it, but do take advantage of this Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords can also represent truth. It's something that just sort of cuts through all the bullshit. So I would say look for that. Look for the thing that makes the most sense to you. This is just yucky, unnecessary, uncaring, just really kind of mean energy, and you don't need to deal with that. Enough of that. Discontinue all of that. Canceled. All right? Good luck with this week, and I hope you enjoyed your reading. Take care.